Josephina, will you speak Countess Devon's words as a royal peer?
I will. Your Majesty, as people of Northshield, I, Countess Devon French, am greatly honored to attest to Don Piero's nobility. I greatly regret that I'm not able to be there this day to offer these words in person. I've known this fine gentle for over 20 years, and in that time I've come to know his character, and at times he is quite a character. But beyond that, he proves himself to be a loyal, honorable, and inspiring friend. He is bold of heart, generous with his time and ability, concerned for the well-being of others, even in the face of his own challenges. These things and many more demonstrate Piero's nobility. With this in mind, I most wholeheartedly vouch for his vigilance, a man whom I love as a brother, but above all am honored to call a friend. I look forward to the next time we meet, when I can address him as Master. Yours in service, Devon French, 16th Queen of Northshield.
Duke Tarek, will you speak as a member of the chivalry for Don Piero?
I, Your Majesty, Your Excellency, and what? Great stuff. Don Piero is every bit as much a knight as I am. There was a point in time when we were curious whether or not this new order might be among our own. And I had no qualms whatsoever about recommending Don Piero to my order of the chivalry. He meets all of the criteria. Shield of the weak, reverent and generous, champion of the right and the good. Your Majesty, I can say nothing ill of this man. He is my peer.
Master Bayard, will you speak as a member of the Laurel for Don Piero?
I will. There are many people who will take on creative endeavors when it's fun or something interesting to look for, but how many of us would have a house destroyed by a flood and decide, though I know nothing about building a house, I'll figure it out. And I'll do it. And he did. You've seen the things he's created, seen many of the things that he brings and shares with his friends. I'm proud to say that he's my friend, he's my apprentice, he's my peer.
Duchess Anne, will you speak as a pelican for Don Piero?
I will demonstrate that.
Piero knows service. Coming from a shire means at times you need to step up and take on responsibilities that you may not need when you're in a barony. Piero has been his group's seneschal, chronicler, rapier marshal, and is currently the A&S marshal minister and their armored combat marshal. He has also served as the kingdom's western deputy rapier marshal. I believe, Your Majesties, that Piero is not afraid to serve, and he will continue to serve as a master of defense. For I know he is willing to take on the mantle of responsibility that goes along with this peerage.
Baron Angela, will you speak as a member of the populace for Don Piero?
I will. I've been a member of the society for about 12 years now, and it's all his fault. He's given us powers, dollars of his life that he will never get back to help guide me through the society as I was leaving. He took me under his wing to make sure that I enjoyed it and found my place in society. I can think of no one better to guide a new order to show the rest of the society what it is like to be the master of defense. I humbly recommend him to the order.
Your Lordship David, will you also speak as a member of the populace?
Gladly. Your Majesties, Your Graces, honored guests. I too have known Piero since his earliest days in the society. His greatest goal at that time was to entertain us with his performing arts. He did that. I saw him pick up the blade for the first time and find a new passion. Passion not only for the fighting of it, but to learn as much from it as he could, from others from the masters of old, from those who had more skill than his had. Then I saw him discover a passion for passing that on to others. I too rise and recommend him for this new order. Thank you.
Mistress Marguerite, will you speak as a member of the White Scarf for Don Piero?
I'm Donna Marguerite Medicus, Knight, White Star of Northshield, and I will test Piero's grace. I first met Piero at an Erewhon tourney, when he was still Julian, and I think I was still a cadet. But that gives you an idea of how time flies. I took the better of him, at least in one bout of the tourney, and in several pickup fights. And he looked at me and he said, "Show me what you're doing." And that was quickly followed by, "How does that work?" And then he listened. And then he grinned. And then I knew that I had found a diamond. And I spent the next year or so hoping no one would catch it. Fortunately, Midwin guards his secret well. And in time, with permission of his gracious lady, I took him on as my cadet. Piero's path has ever been a quest for grace. To be at ease with the sword, with his movements, graceful and gracious with all, both on and off the field. Throughout his quest, he has had to overcome tremendous challenges: isolation, the duties of fatherhood, and literally catastrophic acts of God. My work has been embarrassingly easy. I open the door, sometimes I push, and sometimes I steer, and occasionally I hit him upside the head. But the journey has been Piero's all his own, supported by his friends, his family, his fire. It is a testament to his strength and his courage and his joy in the art of the sword. You need only watch him fight, watch him teach, to lead, and yet continue to learn, to know of his grace. My job as his doña has been over ever since the white scarf has been hung from his arm. Thus, only as his sister in arms may I humbly recommend him to you for recognition as the peer that he is, as a master of the fight.
Duchess Elizabeth, will you speak as a royal peer for Magnifico Nicola? When I was on the throne for the first time, the 11th reign of Northshield, I didn't really know what I was getting into much. And I knew about rapier fighters, but I didn't know Northshield. And someone came up to me and said, "You're going to meet Robert. Let me meet you." And that was Magnifico Nicola. Not only is he generous with his time and generous with his skill and his knowledge, he looks ahead to what other people will need, and he assists them in acquiring it, whether that is knowledge, whether that is training with the sword, whether it's perhaps to provide it by his own hand or teach them to do it themselves. You see his foresight, his generosity, his kindness, and his enthusiasm. I cannot speak more highly of his ability. Thank you. Duke Roder, will you speak as a member of the chivalry for Magnifico Nicola?
I wish I could say that I always got the better of him when I fought him. I can't. I wish I could say that as a tactician, I outshine him. No, I really can't. I would take Niccolo as a brother in arms on any field, at any point in history, and be pleased and happy because I would be drinking with him afterwards. For not only is he a warrior, he is chivalric, he is strong, he is brave, and he is fierce. And that will commend him to my order, and to this order, and to any.
Mistress Eichne, will you speak as a member of the Laurel for Magnifico Nicola?
I would be so honored. I have known Nicola since he moved here from Northshield, and right from the start, I knew that we were to be great friends because the very first time I recall meeting him involved a lovely resort dear to our hearts with much drink, much fighting, and much deep conversation about research both of the blaze and of the finer things in life. Nicolo's passion for research and the arts is deep. It borders on a mania at times. His delight at investigating a new manual, a new move that he discovered or recently had enlightened, a new way of thinking about a manual or a move, must immediately be shared with anyone who can be convinced to hold still for more than 15 seconds. And he'll make those 15 seconds for you if necessary. And it is such a delight and an honor to have someone who not only practices and shares their knowledge of their art, but the excitement and the joy of those arts. There is never any mistaking that this is his great love, and that there is nothing better in his heart than to share that love with all of the kingdom and with all the known world. And so he is a great jewel both for our kingdom and for this order, and I am so pleased to recommend him to you today as a member of the world.
Judge Stan, will you speak as a member of the Pelicans for Magnifico Nicola?
Yes, I would be honored. Nicolo became part of our journey many years ago from a distant kingdom of Alciora. From the beginning, he had passion and dedication to perfecting his skill with the sword. He would spend hours training himself to be the best he could be. He has been able to transfer that passion and dedication to his service. He took on the responsibility to make sure that those who wanted to learn about rapiers and then cutting thrusts could. He traveled to teach others the love of the blade. He has volunteered to be an officer so that others were able to play. And when need be, has given counsel to your ancestors. Service comes with responsibility. Responsibility is not always easy. Nicolo has not been afraid to take on this responsibility. Thus, I believe that Nicolo will make a good and fine master of the tent.
Master Geoffrey, will you speak as a great bear for Magnifico Nicola?
Your Majesty, the gracious good people of Northshield. It is said that a bear of Northshield exemplifies the spirit of Northshield. I can tell you without a doubt that the acts that I have seen from Nicolo exemplify that spirit. His willingness to travel, his willingness to share his knowledge, his willingness to set an example. For those of you who got a chance to see the oral examination this morning, it was a true work of art. It exemplified the knowledge that he has gathered over the years and his willingness to share that with others and to set an example that will be hard for many to follow and many to aspire to. So I commend him unto your majesties for this most noble order.
Your Lordship Cesar, will you speak as a member of the populace for Magnifico Nicola?
I have the privilege of being Nicolo's eldest cadet. It's been an interesting ride. I also, some years ago, had the privilege to speak to your predecessors at his elevation to the Order of the Laurel. Unfortunately, I don't remember that speaking. But what I do remember is that in the last 2 months, when the hands of the Almighty above decreed that there would be a great Order of course, a lot of conversation in the ranks of the community and outside the community as to who should be the first grade. And there was a lot of different opinions. Many people have their own heroes. But among almost all that I spoke with, there was one name that continually came up, and that was Mrs. Tucker. And so, I would like to speak not for why I think that he should be a master builder, but I would like to speak for why all of those people that I spoke with thought that he should be a master builder. Thank you.
Baron John Robert, will you speak as a member of the White Scarf for Don Nicola?
My name is Don Jean-Robert Lemichon de Selle. I am the 26th and final White Scarf of Northshield. I am no slouch with words, and yet I cannot begin to express the honor it has been to have Magnifico as a mentor, as a teacher, and as a brother. He has typified aspiration in all fields, as scholar, as courtier, as fighter. As his cadet, the first book that he gave me was the Book of the Courtier. As a scholar, earlier today, he defended himself against oral arguments that other people just said, that's crazy. And he defended himself without pause. As a fighter, I have seen him take the field, rain or shine, in illness and in health, because he loves it. As a scholar, he is the type of personality that he loves to share the information. That if you ask him a simple rapier question, you should set aside a good 20, 30 minutes. And he will fill it to no end. Because of this, and so much more, I humbly recommend him to this new order. I can see him doing fantastic things and setting the bar so very high for all time.
Duchess Mary, will you speak as a royal peer for Don Ambrose?
I'd like to talk today about faith as one of the virtues that all ladies of the rose have and breathe. We have faith in a man to put us on the throne, and we have faith in a kingdom to allow us to lead. And when Lars and I were young and new, we asked Ambrose to be our champion, and he said yes. And he had faith that we would be people he would like to stand behind. And so I am very pleased to say that I am faithful that I can stand behind him as a premier in this new order.
Sir Logos, will you speak as a member of the chivalry for Don Ambrose?
Thank you, my pleasure. Ultimately, it's a very long time. Ultimately, when we consider a candidate for martial peerage, only two questions are important. Is that person proud? Are they a deadly skilled person at home? Is that person studious? They constantly seek to improve themselves. Is the person skilled in life? Are they generous and chivalrous? Are they helpful always to others and willing to pass on that knowledge that they've gained as much as they can? And finally, are they an inspiration to others? As I've come to know Ambrose over the years, as my student, as an opponent, and as a person, I can hardly answer yes to all the questions.
Sir Guillaume, will you speak for Don Ambrose as a master of the law?
I'm here. I was present when Ambrose first came into the society. Through rapier, I taught him steps. As a master craftsman, I am well pleased in how he has learned the craft studied it, how it shares the knowledge with others, and how he will inspire others and lead them. As did John, I gave him my own token as a mark of my confidence that he could become and did become my equal. So it is with near parental pride that I tell you of his skill, his eagerness to learn, his willingness to share, his general care for those around him. Thus, I am pleased to commend him, Your Majesty, to become a peer of the realm, a member of the new order.
Viscount Chavo, will you speak for Don Ambrose as a member of the Order of the Pelican?
Gladly, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hold the tears back after that. Yeah, but you never mind. I'm Elishama Basriva, 13th Viscountess of Northshield. And I do remember when Ambrose first joined us. I was told the other day he was kind of dragged into this. But he really took charge. One of the things you look for when you look for, candidates for our order is leadership. And Ambrose really has just shined in that. Whether it was the seneschal of a shire that didn't really make it, but was trying really hard. His MIC at an event as large as Dub, as the captain of the North Star Corps, which probably very few people know about. This is a household that they want to mostly have fun, but they realize that service is part of it. And to serve where, in a way that other people can enjoy the day. The Corps came out at a Bardic Madness and took over the gate, and they took over the kitchen, so that the bards could go and be bards. And he is the captain of this household. He is a leader. And as the premier of the Pelican in Northshield, I highly commend him to this.
Lady Kira, will you speak for Don Ambrose as a member of the populace?
Wild tradition stuff. Your Majesties, this man is part of the reason that I am here, and I could talk for hours about what he has done for me personally. That makes him a friend and not a peer. I could tell you that he has done the same for so many people. The ranks of rapier fighters in Yarra Battler have swelled tremendously because he has not only welcomed new rapier fighters, but given them a home. But that does not make him a peer. What makes him a peer is his wisdom. It is deep and gentle and kind. What makes him a peer is his generosity. It is so vast that those of us who have received it cannot help but pass it along to others as well. It is my honor to commend him to you.
Gentlemen, right mindful of your skill and grace on the field, and wishes of their majesty. We are resolved in their majesty's name to create you masters of defense. Know that to be a peer is to hold a sacred trust, that the obligations will demand your efforts every moment of your life.
A master of defense must seek excellence in all endeavors, displaying courage and service to the kingdom, not for your own renown, but for the good of all.
A master must always seek justice, truth, tempered by mercy.
A master must remain loyal to the people and the ideals he chooses to live by.
A master must always defend their kingdom, their family, and those who depend upon them.
A master must have courage to sacrifice for the precepts and the people he values.
A master must have faith in their beliefs.
while never diminishing the beliefs of others.
A master values the contributions
affording them the renown rightfully earned.
A master must be generous as far as their resources allow.
A master recognizes that true nobility arises from the journey, not the destination.
Seek to emulate all of this as sincerely as possible, not for personal gain, but because it is right. Do not restrict your exploration to a small world, but seek to infuse every aspect of your life with these qualities. Should you succeed in even a tiny measure, then you will be well remembered for your quality and virtue. Knowing all this, do you desire to accept elevation into this order?
I do.
Will you pledge to continue to uphold the honor of this order?
I will.
Will you increase your labors and talents nobly as befits one of your rank, and seek to extend your talents and abilities throughout the society?
I will.
Will you teach and assist any dependents you may have to serve as you have served?
I will.
Do you wish to swear fealty or pledge service at this time?
I do.
Then let all and sundry hear our will.
Thom and Sigrid, by right of arms, King and Queen of Northshield, to all people to whom these presents shall come, greeting. Know ye that of our especial grace, certain science, and mere motion, we have given and granted by these letters and presents for us, our heirs and successors, to give and grant to our trusty and well-beloved servant, Piero di Salvestri Verocchi, the full authority and power as we see fit, that is, to act as and remain to take and lead the people in every of them forever in Northshield in the art of defense, as well as these and other things. And as is according to the laws of Northshield and the society, at his will, as a person then being, or that shall remain in service or fealty to us, our heirs and successors, paying unto his services duties, unto us his services duties, demands, and humble recommendations. And for these services and honors, as well as his prowess upon the field of rapier, as well as in these and other such endeavors, courtly graces, talents, and acts, we do induct and acknowledge him as a master of defense, with all rights and responsibilities inherent therein. He shall forever and in perpetuity strive to guide by example the people of Northshield, as well as those of our allies, and to continue and remain a stellar example in all methods of comportment, be courteous, skillful, and display grace and compassion in all things. And moreover, we do by these presents for us, our heirs and successors, give and grant license to the said Magnifico, Piero de Salvestri Verocchi, that he may from time to time, and all times for herever after, for his and ourselves, our people, and the lands and people of Northshield, and her allies, and their defense, encounter and protect, as well by sea as by land, and by all other ways whatsoever, all and every such person and persons whatsoever, who shall be of a threat or dangerous nature. And it is also his duty and assigned privilege to be to us and our heirs and successors an advisor in all things, as it befits one who is now and ever shall be, as witnessed by these our letters patent, a peer of the society. Witness ourselves at our Shire of Korsvog, Calendus Mais, Anno Societatis 50, in the first year of our reign.
You want to read the Latin?
Yes.
Oh, we need to give him the phone.
Yes, probably that would count.
Magnifica vir et fidelis directe Nicolo Falconeto, nostra societatis fecit ordinem quedendam magistrorum detentionis. Suscipient itaque insignium magistrorum amplexaris gladios, ut reformis insignis gratis magis agredi valias in quibus virtutis experimentatum constat laudabilis potiora. Calendis mais annuis societatis quinquagenta Tom et Sigrid recte regna Northshield.
Magnificent man and beloved subject Niccolo Falconetto, our society made a certain order of the masters of defense. Thus, taking up the badge of the masters, embrace the swords, that by the grace of the triform badge you will have the power to advance in the trial by which virtues it will stand forth, and with more praiseworthy and stronger things. Done the 1st of May, Anno Societatis 50, by Tom and Sigrid, King and Queen of Northshield. Oh. Okay.
Rexit regna, omnibus ubique fidelibus salutatem. Fiatis quod cum alias de nostra speciali per litteras nostra patentes crealimus dilectum et fidelum nostrum Ambrosium Bonfatao. Consortium ordinis magistrorum defensionis prod in litteris nostris plenius confidetur. Et ulterior in incrementum honoris et dignitatis ut debetur in capitalis praefatum Ambrosium nobilitiamus et ipsum parem facimus ecreamus ac insignium cuius modi nobilitatis ipso insignium gladiorum dedimus e concessimus potare cum libertatibus privilegis innotatibus e iuribus debitis e consuetis in cuius reis testimonium has litteras nostras fieri fecimus patentes.
The King and Queen, to all faithful subjects everywhere, greeting. Know that with these, from our special letter, through our letters patent, we create our beloved and faithful Ambrose von Passau, a companion of the Order of the Masters of Defense, as is more greatly contained in our letters, and further, in increase of honor and dignity, as is appropriate in such a case, the aforesaid Ambrose, we ennoble and we make and create him a peer, and in sign of the aforesaid nobility, we have given and conceded to him to bear the badge of the swords, with the appropriate and accustomed liberties, privileges, immunities, and rights, in testimony of which thing we have caused to be made our letters patent, with the King and Queen as witness at their palace of Korthog on the 1st of May, Anno Societatis 50. Gentlemen, I'm prepared to swear your oath. Do you wish to talk?
I here swear fealty and do homage to the crown of Northshield, to ever enrich the kingdom by thy word and sword, defender of the weak, proven in battle, tempered by mercy, generous with my knowledge and ability, an example of courtesy, skill, and grace, guiding the people of Northshield with integrity and charity, by my honor and my sword, so swear I, Niccolo Falconeto.
We accept your gifts of service and leadership.
We accept your gifts of service and leadership,
And will rely on you to advise us wisely.
and will rely on you to advise us wisely.
As you light the way for Northshield.
As you light the way for Northshield,
With honor and charity.
with honor and charity.
We will act toward you,
We will act towards you
respectively in all things,
respectfully in all things,
protecting you with our aid,
protecting you with our aid,
rewarding you with our love.
rewarding you with our love.
But may all strength fail,
But may all strength fail,
and the world turn against
and the world turn against
any who break their solemn oath.
any who break their solemn oath. Is there a cloak?
Aye, Your Majesty.
You really have to be thorough.
Are there cloaks? Your actions have reflected your fame or infamy. From this point on, you will wear the same cloak as your brothers and sisters from the order, and your actions, for good or ill, will reflect on them.
Are there scabbards? The sword once belonged to you alone, in pursuit of personal glory, but now defends your crown, your kingdom, and all its people. Their majesties return it to you, sheathed in the hanger of your order. Are there collars?
Throughout history, great and noble orders have been dignified by collars that they wear, so that their members may have perpetual memory of the vows that they take, and may be recognized as members of their order, and be seen to represent the ideal that they aspire to. The masters of defense display their symbol on a white color, which symbolizes purity of spirit, with which we share our talent to all who seek our guidance. Receive from our hand the collar of the Order of Defense.
Receive from our hand the collar of Order of Defense.
3 crossed blades, to show your defense of your crown,
3 crossed legs to show the defense of your crown,
your kingdom and your order,
your kingdom and your order,
worn from this white collar,
worn from this white collar,
to keep it perpetually close to your heart,
keep it perpetually close to your heart,
as a reminder, so that you never contravene the oath that you just made. Wear it proudly, that all may recognize your service. Please acknowledge this.
as we have acknowledged it. Little prep work here for this next step. In remembrance of humble beginnings, to remember the force of the oath you have just taken, and the last challenge unmet. It's not as easy as you think. In remembrance of humble beginnings, to remember the force of the oath you have just taken, and the last challenge unmet. In remembrance of humble beginnings, to remember the force of the oath you have just taken, and the last challenge unmet.
Piero, Niccolo, and Ambrose, the premier masters of defense. Viva!
Northshield, greet your new members of the Order and such.
their graces, Vladimir and Petronella. Vivant! Vivant!
Today has been a very wonderful day. I got to do many things that I enjoyed greatly. I got to fight against many fine and wonderful swordsmen. They stab me a lot. I have work to do on it. But I do feel that they can help, especially the three that we've been. For those of you that haven't been to something along those lines, it's fair to say it's probably all of us. It's a pretty momentous day for all of us. The new order is a wonderful thing. We may get to see another one possibly at some point in the future, but I wouldn't count on it. So this is the type of thing that you need to know that those fine gentlemen are wonderful and excellent examples of what we like to see and hear. Not just in defense, but in general. We are incredibly pleased that we were able to be involved in this. We felt very, very strongly that their graces, due to the large amount of work that they have done, should be heavily involved in this too. So that seems a little different to people, that is why. They've done immense amounts of things for our city and for the order. And that was one little way we could hopefully give them a little bit of thank you for it. We did things a little differently, obviously, than probably some people were expecting. But we also feel very strongly in how things should go forward along those lines. Not every reign will do things the same way. Not every person that gets brought up will have the exact same ceremony. That is the beauty of it. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming today.
Well, His Majesty said a lot of the great things that I probably would have said. So, yeah, I know. But I'm glad that all of you had taken some time. I know there were other events to go to, but we appreciate certainly all of you making the effort to come out here to witness this day. This event that's happening around the known world is a very time. I'm sure we'll all remember it fairly well.
The business of yesterday and today being concluded, the court of Northshield is now closed. All rise for their dread stellar majesties Tom and Sigrid, King and Queen of Northshield. Long live the King!
Long live the King!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Order of Defense!
Long live the Order of Defense!
Long live Northshield!
Long